Picture this. You wake up after 8 hours of sleep, and it feels like your brain's still trying to think through wet cement. You're exhausted, yet wired. Coffee doesn't even the fog. Your heart races for what seems like no good reason, and that MRI your neurologist ordered? It came back unremarkable. So, officially, nothing is wrong. Except everything wrong, right? Ready for the twist? The silent culprit might be floating invisibly through the very air you're breathing right now, everyday household mold. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll not only know exactly how mold toxins sneak into your brain and why standard labs often miss them, but also the 3-step protocol that pulled me and hundreds of my clients back to crystal clear mental clarity. Mold doesn't need a formal invitation, it just needs moisture. A slow drip or humidity above 60% is enough for insidious mold spores to bloom, releasing mycotoxins. These stealthy chemicals hitchhike on dust and float through the air, straight into your sinuses. From there, they hijack the olfactory nerve, a direct route to your brain, bypassing the body's normal defenses. Once inside, they trigger neuroinflammation. This is sickness behavior. Relentless brain fog, fatigue, anxiety, and even memory loss. It's an invisible war being waged inside your head. Here's the maddening frustration loop so many of us get caught in. You walk into a clinic, desperately listing your symptoms: the brain fog, the panic attacks, the joint pain, and the doctor orders a CBC, maybe a thyroid panel. Everything comes back perfectly normal, so you're handed an SSRI referral or worse, told to simply reduce stress. The core problem? Routine labs weren't designed to catch neurotoxic infiltrates like mycotoxins. These aren't allergens that show up on a standard allergy screen. They're potent poisons. And because their symptoms mimic so many other conditions, like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, fibromyalgia, or chronic fatigue syndrome, it's easy for them to be misdiagnosed or overlooked. While functional medicine urine mycotoxin panels do exist, most insurance companies still code them as experimental. So, unless your provider specializes in environmental illness, that crucial test often never gets ordered. Meanwhile, the toxins keep silently chipping away at your hippocampus, that vital memory consolidation center, literally shrinking it on volumetric MRI studies. No wonder you walk into a room and completely forget why you're there. It's not just getting older, it's an active process of neurological impairment. Let's zoom in on what's happening with your neurotransmitters. Mycotoxins are incredibly cunning. They upregulate an enzyme called IDO, which then diverts tryptophan into kynurenine instead of allowing it to become serotonin. What does that mean for you? Less serotonin equals more anxiety and depression. And more kynurenine metabolites? They lead to glutamate excitotoxicity. Think of your brain cells firing themselves into exhaustion. At the same time, these toxins block dopamine receptor expression, effectively killing your motivation and focus. The result? You're edgy, sad, scatterbrained, and you can't even figure out why watching Netflix feels too complicated. Outwardly, you might look functional to everyone around you, but inwardly, you're running on fumes. Friends might casually suggest, maybe you just need a vacation, while your nervous system feels like it's perpetually vacationing in a thunderstorm. This constant oxidative stress and disruption of neurotransmitter levels contribute significantly to cognitive decline and mood disorders. Okay, let's pause for a quick 5-second check. Be honest with yourself. Do you wake up congested, or with a strange metallic taste in your mouth? Does your brain fog magically lift when you spend a weekend away from your house? Do you get dizzy, or feel generally unwell, if you vacuum or stir up dust in your home? If you nodded yes to 2 or more of those, mold could very well be your unseen roommate. Comment yes below if that hit home. I read every single reply and will drop the exact checklist I use with my clients to help them identify potential exposure. So what do we do about it? It's a clear 3-step process. Step A, detect. First, test your home with an RMI dust test, then get a urine mycotoxin panel. High levels in either are your smoking gun. Step B, retreat. This is non-negotiable. You must get out of the toxic environment. Just a few weeks in a clean space allows your body to start flushing out toxins naturally. Step C, detox. Once you're in a clean environment, it's time to heal. Use binders to trap toxins in the gut, and specific supplements to clear them from your system. Pair this with a low-sugar, low-grain diet to starve any colonizing fungi. This helps your immune system recover. If you're getting real value here, please tap that subscribe button. I drop evidence-based videos every single week, bridging the frustrating gap between mystery symptoms and their actual root causes. Hit the bell too, so you don't miss the upcoming deep dive on the cheapest DIY home remediation hacks that actually work. And if you're starting to wonder whether your symptoms could be linked to hidden mold exposure, don't panic. There are natural ways to support your body's detox and recovery. I've actually put together a completely free guide to help you get started. It's called the Natural Life Starter Kit. Inside, you'll find my personal detox rituals, healing herbs, and immune-boosting nutrition tools, all backed by science, to help your body clear toxins, rebuild energy, and strengthen your defenses naturally. You can download it right now at naturallifebyDrDiaz.com. It's totally free, and it's a perfect next step if you want to start feeling like yourself again. Alright, now let's look at what happens inside your brain when these hidden spores start triggering inflammation. Look, professional remediation can easily cost 20 grand, and that's a huge barrier for many. But here's the good news. You can cut your exposure by a solid 70% for under $500. First, buy a simple $120 dehumidifier. Keep your indoor humidity consistently between 35–45%, and mold basically goes on a forced diet. It can't thrive without moisture. Second, swap out carpet for luxury vinyl plank in any damp zones. Carpet is basically a mycotoxin sponge, holding onto those tiny toxic particles. Third, run a HEPA filter air purifier rated for your room size. Remember to change those filters quarterly, because they get saturated. Fourth, clean any visible mold colonies with an 8% vinegar solution, followed by hydrogen peroxide. Skip the bleach entirely. It leaves behind dead spores that can still trigger inflammation. Fifth, seal any attic or basement penetrations with closed-cell foam. Air sealing often lowers spore count more effectively than a fancy IQ air purifier ever could. Do these 5 moves, you write that big remediation check, then retest your AirMe. You'll often find the numbers drop below safe thresholds, saving you a fortune. Let's get granular on binding. Cholestyramine is a bile acid sequestrant, meaning it effectively grabs mycotoxins that your liver has dumped into your bile and ferries them safely out via stool. The standard dose is 4 grams twice daily, but please, start low, maybe just 1 gram, to avoid constipation and headaches from rapid toxin liberation. We also add high-dose vitamin C, 2 grams twice daily, to quench the oxidative stress these toxins cause, and magnesium glycinate at 400 mg nightly, or magnesium citrate split 200 mg afternoon and 200 mg evening, to calm those excitatory NMDA receptors that get ramped up by inflammation. If you experience night sweats or vivid dreams, that's what we call a Jarisch-Herxheimer reaction, your body reacting to toxins being stirred up. Don't panic. Just back off the binder for 2 days, then restart at half the dose. Most people tolerate an every other day pulse schedule, gradually ramping up over 6 weeks until their urine mycotoxin levels fall below the 50th percentile. This targeted approach is key to supporting your body's natural detoxification pathways, which can be impaired by mold exposure. While the detox does its critical work, it's also vital to actively rebuild your brain. Try this. Sit upright, close your eyes, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, then exhale slowly for 6. That long exhale activates your vagus nerve and gently shifts your microglia from an M1 inflammatory state to an M2 repair mode. Do this for 10 cycles, 3 times daily. Functional MRI studies show this simple practice can drop hippocampal inflammation markers by 15% in just 8 weeks. Pair it with 20 minutes of morning sunlight to anchor your circadian rhythm. Mold-toxic brains often lose melanin-rich neurons that help set your internal body clock. It's simple, it's free, and you'll feel noticeably calmer before the next email even lands in your inbox. This isn't just a band-aid, it's actively promoting neuroplasticity and healing. What if you rent? Landlords often balk at ripping out drywall. Here's your leverage. Bring in an air quality professional for a swab test. Documented mycotoxins can shift liability and often force action. For kids, binders can taste chalky, so try mixing cholestyramine into unsweetened applesauce and chasing it with a few frozen blueberries. They love it. Children often detox faster than adults, so half the adult dose usually suffices. And if budget is tight, prioritize the bedroom above all else. You spend a third of your life there. A $40 zippered mattress encasement plus a $90 HEPA unit can drop spore count by 60% overnight, which often calms night terrors and ADHD-like symptoms within days, because children especially can experience more severe symptoms from mold exposure. Once your urine markers normalize, don't get cocky. This isn't a one-and-done deal. Keep your indoor humidity low, retest annually, and travel with a mini hygrometer. Hotel rooms average 58% humidity, which is prime real estate for mold. Support your drainage pathways diligently. Drink half your body weight in ounces of filtered water daily. Add milk thistle or dandelion for liver flow. And sweat regularly via sauna or exercise to offload those stubborn fat-soluble toxins. Think of your detox journey as a checking account. You can't keep withdrawing without making consistent deposits of clean air, proper hydration, and sweat equity. It's about building long-term resilience and preventing future issues. You are absolutely crazy, lazy, or just getting older. Hidden mold could be the unseen puppeteer sabotaging your health. It's time to take back control. Test your home, test your urine, get out, clean up, bind, and rebuild. If this video helped, please share it and drop your questions below. I'll pin a resource list with lab links and trusted brands. Hit subscribe for more on silent health triggers and watch next. The real reason you're always tired. Before you go, download your free Natural Life Starter Kit at naturallifeby.com. It's filled with simple detox rituals to help your body recover. Remember, healing starts when awareness begins.